Times have certainly changed. When I was growing up in the 80s, I remember that we didn't have so many material things in our lives. For example, if we wanted to find information, we didn't have the internet. We either got to go to the library, or if we so happened to have a set of encyclopedias, remember those, to find that specific information that we want. We didn't have things like smartphones or even like a microwave. Even microwave oven was new in the 80s. I remember that as well. And the TVs were not complicated. You want to listen to music, you got to get a cassette tape and a Walkman. Or perhaps if you want to watch a video, you got to have a VHS tape. Compared to today, fast forward today, you have your Netflix, Spotify, you have your internet, you can find information fast. You have all kinds of gadgets, right? Even like shoes, clothes, they're also different today. You have specific shoes like hiking shoes, gym shoes, street shoes, for casual wear, and nowadays there's, paddleball is a very common thing, right? They even have paddleball shoes, or rather paddleball shoes. Yes, that's right. Compared to like just tennis shoes and maybe badminton shoes. So in today's times, it's really different from what we have before. And the key question is, were people then in the past less fulfilled and happy compared to today with all the introduction of new material things? The reason why I'm asking that is because how you view material things got to do with your mindset, and whether your mindset is from an abundance standpoint or from a scarcity standpoint, that will actually affect how you create wealth. Let me start with the scarcity mindset. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are somebody who opens up the wardrobe, and yet the wardrobe is full of clothes, full of stuff, and yet you comment, I've got nothing to wear today. Why is it that I don't have some new clothes to wear for today's outfit? And mind you, I'm not stereotyping to just ladies, but also to men as well. So why is that? Why is that even though there's so many different choices to wear, because you have worn certain clothes before, and perhaps even certain clothes are new but you have not worn it before, but you don't really like it, and you're always looking to buy the new thing, chase after the new dress, the new shoe, the new bag. Why is that? Can I just say this? Actually, a lot of people are a slave to their image. They are a slave to caring about what other people think about them and what they present themselves on their Instagram, their Facebook, to be the best versions of themselves. And they are a slave to that. Well, if you're living in this fantasy world, always thinking about what other people think about you, I'm going to burst your bubble here. In reality, people don't care. Why? Because they are too busy being concerned about themselves, too busy looking at themselves, and if they do look at your Instagram for 1 to 2 seconds, they'll forget it as soon as they swipe to look at the next picture and looking at other people. And when these people are looking at other people's picture, they're always looking at what they don't have, and that's scarcity, and wanting that to go to that location, or wanting that meal, that delicious meal, always in scarcity mindset. In today's increasingly material world, there are more and more things added and introduced to us, which means there are more and more distractions. And for many of us who are in the hustle and bustle, working hard, the last thing actually we need is introducing new stuff into our lives. But unfortunately, that's the world today with innovation, with evolution. So the key question is, how is your mind handling all these things? Think of your poor mind, your poor, overstressed mind. If you're always allowing your mind to be overloaded with information, cluttering with perhaps a lot of useless information that you don't need, on top of a lot of new things and distractions that's introduced, do you think your mental well-being is being taken care of? And what about your physical body? Are you allowing yourself to have enough sleep every day? Are you doing revenge bedtime procrastination? Yes, that's a term at night where you're supposed to sleep at a certain time, but you keep delaying because you hate to get up for work the next day. So you're trying to get back your enjoyment, but in the process, you lose your sleep. Are you exercising enough? Are you eating well? In today's world, there's a lot of processed food. The air that we breathe is not as clean as 30, 40 years ago. So how is your physical body keeping up? One of the worst things to sacrifice for is sacrificing your health for work and money. Think about this. If you're studying for 15 to 20 years so that you can then get a job, right? and you work for 40 to 45 years. That's a total of 2/3 of your life working for money. And at the end of that, and when you finally do retire, if you're forced to downgrade your retirement life, your lifestyle, because you don't have enough money, I don't think that's a fair exchange for time. One of the key reasons why many people don't have an awesome retirement lifestyle is because of lifestyle inflation, and that has to do with the scarcity mindset. Because many people live beyond their means, they actually cannot afford certain things, but they do it because they have a working salary and they pay the price when it comes to their retirement, and they are forced to downgrade in the process. Let's now talk about the abundance mindset. What is the abundance mindset? Let me share with you my own personal example. For example, in my room right now, I'm looking at me and Fran having our bed with a few sets of clean bed sheet changes, and they are pretty good quality. We like them. We buy them from Malaysia, and we have our TV where we have Netflix, we have Amazon Prime, we have Disney Plus. Certainly an upgrade from 20 years ago. We have our high-spec laptop, which is for video editing. I have quite a few different bags, one for traveling, one for hiking, one just a laptop bag by itself, one for gym. So it is also an upgrade from many years ago. I have a wardrobe pretty full of clothes that I do wear them pretty regularly, and I don't really buy new clothes unless necessary. And I count my blessings because I'm also a Christian believer. I believe that the source of all my blessings are from God, and I love it because when I look at things being given to me from a standpoint of in abundance, as a blessing, I count my blessings from gratitude. It actually makes me feel that I appreciate my life a lot more than always thinking about what I don't have. If I tell you what I don't have, yes, I don't have many things as well. Like right now, I don't have a car in Singapore. I had a car in Malaysia, but I don't have one in Singapore. But do I look at things like I'm downgrading myself, or am I like looking in scarcity? No, I don't. So gratitude is a daily practice. It's something that I also have to remind myself constantly and stem myself from getting caught in the lifestyle trap. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that I don't upgrade my life. No, Fran and I have multiple sources of income, so we are always looking into increasing our cash flow. So when we increase our cash flow, then we earn the right to spend more money. So we also expect to spend more and more money in the future. But when we have more money, we also intend to give out more. So when we give out more money, even more come back, and we earn more money, even more come back, and that is the wealth cycle, and that is abundance. So my question to you, my dear viewers, are you even aware that you're caught up in the material trap? Are you able to handle the kind of expenses that you're handling right now? Are you even budgeting, tracking your numbers? Are you planning for retirement? And are you woke? Are you woke enough to realize all this? Because there are a lot of distractions in the world, and if you don't catch yourself, center yourself, count your blessings, and know where you currently stand, it's very hard for you to go to where you want to go to. So my dear viewers, please do not get caught up in the material trap. Every time you're going to spend money on a new material item, ask yourself this: is this item going to serve you, or is this item going to be a liability and eventually become a white elephant? The material chase will never end. Once you have an item, there is always an upgraded version of that, and if you keep chasing the next one, it will never end. Having the abundance versus the scarcity mindset will help you tackle today's world that is very centered around money. Money is the currency that is flowing, that's exchanging between people for goods and services, and that is the item of exchange for today's material world. So in order for you to be on top of money, you need to build an abundance mindset so that you are always aware and counting your blessings and don't get caught up in the material chase. Instead, what is really golden these days and what you should chase is for peace and quiet. Be able to quiet your mind from all the distractions of the world. Be able to center yourself regularly, get connected to nature. Try to find quiet time by yourself so that you can have meditative thoughts and be clear about what is really important to you in life. I hope this video has helped you to become more woke, and I urge you to take control over your life. Don't make your life centered all around money and work. Money should be your slave. It should serve you. You should be on top of it rather than the other way around. So if you learn how to allow money to flow for you, you allow money in terms of cash flow to keep coming for you, and you are in abundance, then you can actually focus on the things that really matter to you in your life. This is me, John, from the Corporate Breakout Couple signing off. I hope this video is enlightening to you. Do hit the like button, subscribe to join this channel, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!